Hey everybody, I'm doing my video for Married at First Sight season 15 episode 7, and this is for the after party. And as you guys know, I do separate videos on all the couples, and at the end of the video you'll see a link and you can go on to the next video. I'm uploading videos all day or one at a time, so if you don't see the link yet, come back, subscribe, do whatever you need to do so you can watch the next video. And just let y'all know, I really do appreciate your support and being there so we could talk about these episodes, because this after party, I don't know what was different this year, but Nate didn't have too much care and concern and sympathy and empathy or anything for Justin, because he put him on blast the whole episode. Basically, Nate said, I don't like anything that Justin even does, period. Now, this is the first we've ever seen this. I really never seen any cast members come at each other. Last week, we saw Nate and Stassi getting it with Lindy and Miguel. I don't know what has happened with these couples, y'all, but I'm trying to figure out there ain't a lot of love between everybody, and I guess we'll get all the answers afterwards. But from this after party, Nate was said, I'm putting Justin on blast. Who knows? Maybe people mad when they found out how much money Nate and Stassi are bringing in together. $500,000 a year when you combine the two. That might make a few people mad and jealous, and maybe Nate, and who knows, maybe Stassi is like, deuces, who cares what you think? We ballin'. On the after party, they did the drink based on Chris's and Mitch bubble bath, and they call it Bellini bubble, a bubbly Bellini, which basically is some sparkling wine, some peach puree, and some peach wedges. But the first thing Keisha Knight Pilliam started asking Nate so he could get on his roll and start putting people on blast, he was like, what you think of Mitch's dirty, nasty house? That house was nasty, y'all. I talk about it in my other video. Be sure to watch it. But that house was nasty. And you know what Nate said? He said he knew he wouldn't want to see that dirty ass house if he just was being his spouse. That's the same thing I was thinking. I don't know why Mitch didn't clean up that house, but it kind of goes with Mitch. Mitch don't care what you think. He ain't cleaning up no house for you. But anyway, he said he wouldn't want to meet his mate with no dirty house like that. He said, because it speaks to your character and your discipline. You know, Nate is a military child. You know his daddy didn't let him keep no house that nasty. Military people, four corners. I live with a military man. Let me tell you, they are organized. Well, he ain't from the military. His daddy was, so he was raised with some military practices. So they learned to be organized, and let me tell you, Nate says, I wouldn't have it with Mitch. That's nasty. Then she started asking him, well, what did you think about when Justin was crying over the issue with being a Morgan? And you know what he said to that? That's weird. I told you, he wasn't using no niceties at all. He said he was raised by his military daddy to stay out other people's relationships and other people's lives, and don't be getting their business and don't be getting wrapped up like that. He says, I don't understand how you could be a man, a grown man, crying over another man's relationship that you just met. I told you, Nate was on one, and he didn't even have too many sips of that Bellini. So this was raw, unfiltered, and he wasn't even inebriated. He said when you get involved in other people's relationship, it gets messy. And it obviously got messy between Ben and Morgan, as you can see. And he was like, that's why you don't get involved, because it's messy. But Keisha Knight didn't stop there. She was like, keep it coming, Nate, keep it coming. So how do you feel about this whole dog incident with Alexis and Justin? And he said, well, the way I think about it is he was warned. He should have known better. He said, as soon as you saw them dogs' teeth, you should have backed your dog up out of there. He said he should have been paying more attention to what was going on, and he wasn't. I tell you, he was speaking some truth, because it's the same thing I think, and I talk about it in my video on Alexis and Justin, so check that out. But Nate says, no, he should have known better. And as soon as he saw them dogs' teeth and growling, before he even bit that dog, he should have backed his dog up out of there. He basically said Justin should have been paying more attention to what was going on. And Keisha Knight was like, well, you think they can recover? He says, well, I don't know. He said, because basically he said, people's dogs are like their children. He said, so basically what happened is two people came together with two children, and one person's child beat up another person's child. He said, that's a lot to overcome. I tell you, Nate was on one last night. I don't know if Justin called him the night before and must have said something, because Nate said, I'm going to get on here and put you on blast. And Nate put Justin on front and center a blast on this after party. But Keisha Knight did ask him about that little wine debacle with the wine settled at the bottom of the glass. Looked like it had been there. And she said, how long that been there? When the last time you dated? And Nate said, you know what? After he found out he was going to be in this process, he said it took about 5 months. He said he stopped doing it then. So he's been single about 5 months. So basically those wine glasses have been sitting in his cabinet for 5 months. I guess it must be Megan's. So Megan, now we know she got dropped 5 months ago. That's what he's basically telling us. But he said he ain't all the way comfortable with Stasia yet. She said, he said his main concern is if Stasia is going to be, is he going to be tidy enough for Stasha? Because he realizes she's way more tidier than him. He's asking her, is she going to be too picky? Because he says, you know, every once in a while he likes to leave a glass in the sink dirty. And also, like he told us before, sometimes he comes from the gym and he don't necessarily shower right away or changes his clothes. I was talking about this. Remember last year when they was getting all on Bow and Johnny Lamb or whoever because she didn't come home and shower right away? I said, this is a lot of people. Everybody don't come in right through the door and hop in the shower. A lot of people keep on their gym clothes and sit on the couch and do something and recuperate before they get in the shower. But people want to act like that was so uncommon. It's very common. But he said he enjoying the marriage. He said right now they like cooking in the kitchen. They said they turn on some music and everything and have a good time. So he said he's enjoying that part with Stasha right now. But the only one who had love for Justin was Ben. Ben was taking up for Justin. And one thing I'm learning about Ben, he loves taking the bullet for everybody. So he decided he was going to take the bullet for Justin this time. He took it for Morgan with her lies. We're going to talk about that in the other video too. And now he taking a bullet for Justin, basically saying, you know, I don't really fault Justin for crying over me and Morgan. He said, really, it's all my fault because I was impulsive. And because I was impulsive, you know, that made Justin get uneasy. And that's what made Justin cry. What? You blaming yourself, Ben, for Justin crying? Good Lord. He loves taking a bullet. He said basically since he overreacted to Morgan, that made Justin overreact to him. So basically Ben says he's responsible not only for Morgan being hurt, but for Justin crying. Houston, we got a problem. If this is the way that Ben thinks, we have a problem, and he's definitely with the wrong woman because she gonna take advantage of that every chance she get. If you're willing to take the bullet and she never has to admit nothing, she's willing to sign up for that all day long. He said he felt bad. I mean, Ben was even crying on this after party, y'all. His eyes got all watery and red. He said he should have been more of a team player. He wasn't a team player. He was really remorseful. He was really crying. Let me tell you, Morgan has sent this man through the ringer all for telling someone that she wasn't an RN. Really? If someone had lied on me and said I was an engineer, even though I know I'm a degreed engineer, all I would have done was correct the story. I wouldn't be like, I can't never trust you again. I can't never trust you again. This Morgan girl, I don't want to go too much in this after party. She is squeezing all this worth out of this because let me tell you, like I said, she got walls of Jericho around her. And when people have walls around them, they come up with any excuse not to let their walls down because what they want is they want you to have to do all the work and they have to do nothing. So now Morgan has been right where she wants him, where she has to do nothing and he has to do all the work apologizing. All because he told a friend she wasn't an RN and she really is one. Really, people? This is what's breaking you up in your marriage? This is what's breaking you up in your marriage. Anyway, Ben was so remorseful. He was like, he needs to be more trustworthy. He wasn't trustworthy for Morgan, and he is really remorseful. Okay, Ben. But he took up for Justin. He said, you know what? I don't know how I would have reacted between the Lexus and the Justin thing. He didn't want to take a side. He didn't want to say, that's the answer you give when you don't want to go against your friend. And he's like, I need to start practicing loyalty. I didn't practice it with Morgan, so I guess I better practice it here with Justin. He says, I don't know what I would have done. Okay, we all know what you should have done. Everybody knows that introducing those dogs the way they did was wrong, period. But Ben did say when he saw that footage back of Mitch and his dirty apartment and that dirty stove and that ratty refrigerator, he said it gave him anxiety. I know it triggered me because I mean, you know, I told y'all I've been a landlord, and let me tell you, when people move out and you go in their apartment after they moved out, and that's how people's refrigerators be looking. horrible, ratty, to the point you almost got to throw it out because you can't even clean it. I'm telling you, some people are just nasty. But Ben was looking good, and Keisha and I said, where you get that suit from? That looks like a nice suit. And Ben was like, yeah, I went shopping with Nate, and Nate bought me, and Nate helped me pick out this suit. But Ben said, but I'm gonna take it back after this. And Nate had to break the news to him and say, I'm sorry, once you pop them tags off, you can't take that suit back. But shoot, who knows, Nate? He might have that tag stuck in the back of his collar. But then Ben was on there apologizing, talking about, sorry, Mom, I didn't mean to pay full price. I was looking for the clearance rack and ended up paying full price. I'm sorry. I guess he never paid full price for nothing. Ben is a cheap. He's almost undateable. He's so cheap. But Keisha and I, what you enjoying right now about Morgan? I want to say nothing, but anyway, he said, Morgan is really caring. I said, how, Ben? This is what I'm thinking. As soon as he said she was caring, I said, how, Ben? And you know what story he told? He said because one day when he was coming home from work, she called him and said, oh, what time you get home? And he said 5. And when he got home, she had made him a burrito. A burrito, Ben. I've packed burritos and sandwiches for the homeless on the street. A burrito, Ben, this is how easily you please. So I'm starting to learn something about Ben. Easily pleased and willing to take a bullet. Don't hold nobody accountable. He gonna get run over by Morgan. She don't even need to touch him with that Muay Thai kick because she doing a mind Jedi on him already. She finally got stalked. She finally went to the horse's mouth with Chris and said, well, how did you feel when you saw Mitch's apartment? And she said she was overwhelmed. She said she ain't never going back to the apartment again. She said it didn't stop there because she said when she got ready to go grocery shopping, he was like, you can't go to your grocery store no more. You got to go to mine. And when they was picking out fruit and vegetables, she couldn't use that little plastic bag you put the fruits and vegetables in. She had to put it directly on the conveyor belt. And she was like, oh, she was grossed out with her fruit and vegetables going down that nasty conveyor belt. She was getting grossed out over that. And she was like, trying to pump herself up, talking about, oh, I'm adaptable. I can handle it. A girl, you better hype yourself up, do some meditation, because there's going to be a lot you're going to have to handle with him. And Kristen said it was horrible to watch that biting accident with Justin and Lexa. But you know what Kristen said? Kristen said that if it came down to her dog and her marriage, she said she might have to give up her dog. Because she said marriage is everlasting, and at most, her dog only got 4 years left. Kristen told Luna, listen, girl, you better not bite nobody, because if you do, and I'm in love with Mitch, you gonna have to go. She said, I would rehome him to a good family. I wouldn't just take him to the pound. I give him to somebody that I really liked and knew would take good care of him. But she said she would have to give up her dog. I know some dog lovers out there gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad what Kristen said. But Kristen said, I'm here to get married, and that's my number one goal. And she ain't gonna let no dog stand in her way. But she said she talked to Alexis afterwards, and Alexis was like her trust was broken because she didn't feel like Justin gave her the full story. We're gonna talk about it because he didn't give her the full story. We all know that. But she also missed a whole lot of signs. So basically, I blame them both, to be honest with you. But they start talking about them gifts, them JJ coupons that Kristen gave Mitch to get him in bed. She knows how to cajole. She knows how to maneuver Mitch around to get what she wants. I told you, Kristen has a little control inside of her, but she does it in real sneaky ways. She acts like she's giving you a compliment or a gift, but it's really to get you to do what she wants you to do. Like this week, she gave him basically that coochie coupon because she was ready to have sex. And she told him it expired tonight. That's like a used car salesman. Like, if you don't take this car off the lot today, when you come back, it's going to be gone, and I ain't going to give you this discount no more, so you better buy it now. Girl, please. But she revealed that, she gave him the coochie coupons, and you know what he gave her? A necklace. And then she went on to say that, but the necklace was used. And not only was it used, he didn't buy it at no pawn shop or no store. He found it. So basically, you gave your coochie away for a necklace he found on the street. You can't make this stuff up. This is crazy, y'all. Then she said, they ended up having a rendezvous, and they asked her how was the sex that night. And she was like, she had to take a drink of her Bellini, and everybody started laughing. And Ben was clowning Mitch, talking about, he a 2-pump man. And Kristen was like, well, let's just say we could use some improvement in the area to make it last longer. Well, heck, we knew that. The man said he ain't had sex for almost 5 years. I'm surprised he got in 2 pumps. He probably didn't even get that. The minute he rubbed up against it, he probably was over. But she said he's doing kind things. She said she had gotten sick, and something was going on with Mitch's car, and he walked 2 miles to get her some cough syrup and some medicine. So she was feeling all warm and loved and fuzzy. She said she loves laying down with him with pillow talk and everything. So she happy right now. She said right now she's happy and she feel like she about to fall in love, y'all. But anyway, that's it for the after party. It was really good. So be sure to check out my other videos of the other couples. Talk to y'all later. Bye.